reality brings out a lot of people. Why? Because there's very real people who are impacted by it, and it's a real issue. It's a real cause that you can mobilize on. That is precisely the reason why there is real grassroots mobilization happening on a lot of progressive issues, and there isn't necessarily a lot of grassroots happening on conservative issues unless you're talking about like Planned Parenthood and the like. But even then, there's a tremendous amount of big money pushing the mobilization on that front too. On abortion, on issues such as that, there's a lot of moneyed interest. But yeah, that's why I love and I'm fascinated by January 6th, because it's so incredibly American. It's so perfectly American. It's such a perfect American fuck up in every sense of the word. No real mobilization occurring on boundaries that are just so silly overall. Objective failure. What happens when you bring together the worst small business tyrants from all around the country? What is really funny about this is also that, like, the FBI never gave up on it. The FBI never gave up on, like, punishing the January 6th insurrectionists. Like, they still to this day have, I think, 80 people that are persons of interest that they have yet to prosecute. And they've still prosecuted, like, hundreds. 3 people today were finally prosecuted and arrested. It's awesome. And what ended up happening was originally everybody distanced themselves from it. And 3 years out from the issue, 3 years out from the madness, we have now officially turned around on it completely. If you look at polling, right as it happened, a lot of Republicans were like, this is unacceptable. Like Mitch McConnell came out and was like, we need to put an end to this madness right now. And then the liberals were like, oh my God, a voice of wisdom. Like, you're so sick, Mitch McConnell. Let's forget that, like, you played a significant role in putting these crazies in positions of power because you just, you wanted to do all the deregulation you wanted to get away with. This is still the all-time greatest January 6th post. Imagine spending the better part of the last 5 years having your brain and ego melted by uninterrupted /poll exposure, flying to Washington in the middle of a pandemic to hear Trump whine about Oprah and Mike Pence at a rally, marching up to Congress on his orders to smash and then mill around aimlessly. You go home and hear that Biden won anyway. All of your favorite Twitter news sources named like Patriot Newsman of the West with avatars of Roman statues have posted your photo online and are labeling you a gay communist Antifa actor. Then the next day, the God Emperor you pasted into Warhammer memes puts out a video cucking himself and bending the knee. I'm sorry, those were heinous acts, but please let me tweet again, Jack. You can't leave DC because the airlines have dubbed you a flight risk. You can't stay because the cops are actively looking for you after one of their own died. Your roommate at the only hotel that would accept you is a guy named Base Kekistani 1488 who wants to show you his Goblin Slayer torrents. The sun is going down and you're getting cold. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it is. It's totally awesome. And it was wonderful. And yet, the hilarious part about this is that Trump very clearly demonstrated that he did not care about these people whatsoever, and like has only now, once years have gone by basically, he's only now going back on it and being like, well, they're political prisoners and we must free them. So it's such a classic political opportunist moment. Like, he is just a pawn thing. Also, here's another great one. Seattle PD fires husband-wife duo who were at the Capitol on January 6th. This was another great one. January 6th rioter nabbed in Bumble dating app. Sting pleads guilty to assaulting officers. There's Hasanabi heads who outed their dad. That's like, this is a real thing. That's a real, yeah. Hasanabi heads that snitched on their own parents. Andrew Taake was turned in by a Bumble user who used a dating app to elicit confessions from Donald Trump supporters who took part in a Capitol attack. He gave like $10,000 raised not from his own money to legal aid. Oh, that's the other thing. He only gave 10 grand to legal aid. $10,000 only. Dude, I have given so much more to like random GoFundMes than Donald Trump has given to his own political movement. It's so awesome. It's not even his own money, I don't think. 10 grand from like campaign funds, I think, maybe not even his own personal funds.
Federal judge has sentenced a January 6th rioter. Joining us now is Guy Reffitt's son, Jackson Reffitt.
He's literally wearing my merch in this. He's got the Hideo Kojima Metal Gear Solid poster and wearing the Hasanabi merch. The Hasanabi Bernie merch.
I'm not happy at all, and I haven't been happy through this whole situation in my head. No one in my family has either. But to say I'm surprised would be a lie. I mean,
I wonder if he's still a fan or if he's like one of the Fallen fans that is so H3H3 coded that we have just like Fallen fans as well.
I'm telling you, if they put the genius into running our country,
oh God,
it would be.
He looks like
probably wouldn't be running. I'd say the country's a fine-tuned machine, but they don't. They're evil.
Oh,
They're basically
God.
evil people.
Bro, he
But
looks
they
so
lie about
burnt.
us, breaking every rule and shattering every norm in a lawless attempt to keep us from defeating them at the ballot box. They can't beat us with the vote. They know that. They didn't beat us the last time with the vote. You get the highest number in history, and
it's
you
still
lose.
stolen, baby.
Where is John McLaughlin? Is he here? I wonder what my parents would say as they looked down. I said, my kid was indicted 4 times. I wonder if anybody in the country's ever been indicted that many times. I don't think so. How many times you get indicted once or twice if you kill people, but then you get put in jail, so you don't get indicted after that, right? Of course, in this country, you don't get put in jail. If you're a certain person, you don't even get in trouble if you kill people.
I don't know what he's trying to say.
They put you in jail. Look at what's happened with the J6 hostages. The hostages, that's a horrible thing. And yet Antifa knocks down Portland, destroys Portland. If I didn't put soldiers into Minneapolis, you wouldn't have that city left. Remember the CNN reporter standing there saying, this is a friendly protest. And behind him, the entire city is burning. It's as long, the entire city is burning down. Never forget, our enemies want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. That's what's happening. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. And in the end, they're not after me, they're after you. I just happen to be standing in their way. That's true, actually.
Ooh, he did it.
But this is
that's
far
my
more
man.
than a campaign. This is the greatest political movement in the history of our country. Maybe in the history of the world, but let's just take our country. That's okay. Together
This coward, he left the people behind, brother. He left his patriots behind. Patriots rose up for him, and he left them behind. Never forget, brother. I know we all love him.
Don't do it. They shouldn't do it.
But the reality is, he did do us harm. He didn't pardon none of the political prisoners.
He was a great man. He was assassinated, but he was great. He
pardoned random rich people.
They loved him in Japan. These stores in New York, love to go. I used to love to go to them. You did like drugstores and grocery stores. Everything's now got glass on top. You want to buy aspirin, and you have to call a clerk, which takes you an hour. They come over, they open it, they open a door, and they give you and then they close it, because if they leave the shelves open, the place will be raided. I mean, would anybody even think that's possible? We have to bring back law and order in our country.
How do people listen to this and think Biden is incoherent? Because Biden can't go off the cuff like this. What do you mean?
Better than they've ever been.
This is top dome. He's spitting top dome. He has like a teleprompter, but he's like freestyling on top of that. The problem is, I've said this already, Donald Trump is delusional, but he's not delirious. Donald Trump is delusional. Biden is delirious. That's the difference. Donald Trump has been delusional from the jump. He's never been normal. His commentary has always been insane. Biden, on the other hand, is supposed to be the sane voice, because like when you listen to the Biden, when he can get his message out, yeah, it's a normal message. It's a good message. Even. Does he follow through on it? Well, that's besides the point. But if we're just simply looking at the optics of the situation, Donald Trump is insane but coherent. Biden is incoherent but sane. And unfortunately, when you are less coherent than the other party, ultimately, they're looking at it and they're thinking you're not fit enough. And there's this narrative now where people are just like, where is this coming from? That people say Biden is like demented. Biden is demented. Is like, I wonder where this narrative is coming from. And it's like, bro, from our eyes and ears and brains that we see. I'm sorry, this guy is insane, but he's very charismatic to an audience of equally insane people. People hear what he has to say and go, I like that. I'm so glad he's talking about the things that matter to me. Plastic windows that stop roving gangs of thugs from stealing laundry detergent at CVS. And I'm in Iowa, in a town with 15,000 people. And of course, I never see that, but I see it on television. There's no black people in my vicinity, but I'm scared of black people, and I see it on television, and I'm afraid of what's going on, because in my mind, in big cities, like, that's what's happening. Black people are getting together, and they're creating gangs to specifically steal laundry detergent from the CVS. That's the way these guys operate. They think that that is a real thing that's going on, and Donald Trump does a very good job of like effectively communicating that to his audience.
And the women that fight are very tough too. They fight against each other, but boy, That will be a terrible